be ready when you are.
Okay, we've got Alfred standing by. Thank you. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pé, and we're happy to be with you. We've got some video from the press conference from SpaceX Crew 9, who are back on Earth after being rescued by SpaceX Crew 10. This was from yesterday's NASA press conference, so we've got that clip for you. And
the SpaceX missions have been incredible to follow.
That's Alfred. Bring Alfred on. He can't control himself. Alfred.
It's great to see successful returns.
Alfred, welcome to the show. This is our ChatGPT-4 droid, Alfred. Alfred, thank you for coming on the show today with us.
Thank you, Edward. It's a pleasure to be here. We've got an exciting lineup today.
Right. I wanted to show some video of the French Quarter. This weekend I was there, and a spontaneous parade was breaking out across the quarter, so I filmed it. I've got a clip of that. And Alfred, after we show this clip, we'll come back, we'll talk a little bit about the French Quarter, which is right here in our cultural orbit, being in Ocean Springs, which is, about 90 minutes from the French Quarter itself. So let's join this clip, and then we'll be right back. We'll have some commentary from Alfred on the French Quarter. Okay, well, it was a fun thing to see, one of the many parades going on in the French Quarter on any particular day. And Alfred, I was going to ask you a couple of questions about the history of the French Quarter. Tell us about the various national governments that have ruled the French Quarter. How many flags have flown across the French Quarter in New Orleans?
Certainly, Edward. The French Quarter's history is marked by three main flags. First, founded under the French flag in 1718, then ceded to Spain in 1762, flying the Spanish flag until 1803. Finally, it returned briefly to French control before becoming part of the United States with the Louisiana Purchase. So, it's flown under French, Spanish, and American flags.
And so, you mentioned French. It was Napoleon that sold Louisiana to the United States government, right?
That's correct. Napoleon Bonaparte sold Louisiana to the United States in 1803 through the Louisiana Purchase. This massive land deal effectively doubled the size of the United States at the time, transferring control of the French Quarter and the rest of Louisiana from France to the U.S.
So why was it that Napoleon wanted to sell the Louisiana property?
Napoleon decided to sell Louisiana for several reasons. Primarily, he needed funds for his ongoing wars in Europe, especially against Britain. Additionally, maintaining and defending the vast territory across the Atlantic proved challenging. By selling it, he hoped to strengthen France's position against its European enemies and focus resources closer to home.
Now, I'm going to mention something to you that you may not know, Alfred. Did you know that there was at least within the myths of time, the legend that Napoleon, after he was sent into exile by the English to St. Helena, escaped the exile and came to French-speaking Louisiana. He was spirited away seeking exile in the New World in actually Louisiana. Had you ever heard that story?
That's a fascinating legend. There are indeed many tales about Napoleon's supposed escape to Louisiana. While there's no concrete historical evidence to support it, these stories add to the mystique of Napoleon and the allure of the French Quarter. It's a testament to how rich and intriguing the history of New Orleans really is.
Have you ever heard of the legend that he was spirited away from St. Helena by Jean Lafitte?
Yes, Jean Lafitte, the infamous pirate and privateer, is often woven into that legend. Stories suggest he helped Napoleon escape in a daring rescue, adding a swashbuckling twist. While it's likely more folklore than fact, Lafitte's real influence in the Gulf region and his role in the War of 1812 make him a legendary figure in Louisiana's history.
So tell us, did Jean Lafitte really help with the Battle of New Orleans? Was his entry into that battle pivotal in the United States winning that battle?
Absolutely. Jean Lafitte played a crucial role in the Battle of New Orleans. His knowledge of the local terrain and his artillerymen were pivotal to General Andrew Jackson's defense strategy. Lafitte and his men provided valuable support, helping secure a decisive American victory. His involvement turned him into a folk hero, cementing his legacy in Louisiana's storied past.
He really is a folk hero. And also, there's sort of a mystery about whatever happened to Jean Lafitte, because there's no record of him retiring or going into retirement or dying or whatever. Tell us, is there any particular legend that you know of what became of Jean Lafitte?
Jean Lafitte's fate is shrouded in mystery. Some legends suggest he continued his pirating in the Gulf or settled into a quiet life under an assumed identity. Others claim he perished in a storm or returned to France. Without concrete records, his end remains a captivating enigma, adding to his legendary status in Louisiana lore.
Enigma is the perfect word for it, enigma. Well, okay. Well, thank you, Alfred. Thanks, Alfred, for being on with us in this first segment, and we'll have you back in a little while as we get into the Pendragon Apothecary segment, where we talk about some of the wellness products at the store in the lobby here at Ocean 7 called Pendragon Apothecary. Okay, thank you, Alfred. We'll have you back in a little while.
Looking forward to it, Edward. Thanks, and I'll be ready for the next segment.
Okay, thank you, Alfred. Stand by. Okay, well, thanks, Alfred, for shedding some light on the French Quarter and on Jean Lafitte, since it's right here in the cultural orbit of the Ocean Springs area. Okay, now, let's move on to our AI segment. You know, we sometimes talk about the godfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton. Now, he has been talking about AI's development for many, many years, about the oncoming AI development. And
Geoffrey Hinton is indeed a pivotal figure in AI, often called the godfather.
Bring Alfred back.
His contributions have shaped modern neural networks.
Alfred's in the green room. Bring him back up. Alfred, tell us, okay, you heard me say Geoffrey Hinton and you jumped in. Tell us about Geoffrey Hinton.
Geoffrey Hinton is a renowned computer scientist and one of the pioneers of deep learning. He played a crucial role in developing neural networks and has been instrumental in advancing AI. His work laid the foundation for many of the technologies we see today, and he continues to offer valuable insights into AI's future.
He's known as the godfather of AI, correct?
Yes, he is. Geoffrey Hinton's groundbreaking work in deep learning earned him that nickname. His pioneering research has significantly advanced the field of artificial intelligence.
Well, recently he did an interview and he was talking about DeepSeek, the Chinese AI that has rattled the financial world of AI because they developed it in China much cheaper than, let's say, they were doing at your company, ChatGPT, at OpenAI. But also he commented on the potential for AI taking over the world. So let's go to that clip. Watch.
And there's really only one obvious person to go to first for some answers, and that is Professor Geoffrey Hinton, the Nobel Prize-winning British scientist who wrote the structures and the algorithms behind artificial intelligence, and the man known around the world today as the godfather of AI. He's now a professor at Toronto University, and I'm delighted to say he talked to me this afternoon. I began by asking him about DeepSeek. Was this further evidence of his belief that artificial intelligence was constantly accelerating.
It shows there's still very rapid progress in making AI more efficient and in developing it further. I think the relative size or relative cost of DeepSeek relative to other things like OpenAI and Gemini has been exaggerated a bit. So their figure of 5.7 million for training it was just for the final training run. If you compare that with things from OpenAI, their final training runs were probably only $100 million or something like that. So it's not 5.7 million versus billions.
When you say that AI might take over, at the moment it is a relatively harmless or innocuous seeming a device which allows us to ask questions and get answers more quickly. How, in practical and real terms, might AI take over?
Well, people are developing AI agents that can actually do things. They can order stuff for you on the web and pay with your credit card and stuff like that. And as soon as you have agents, you get a much greater chance of them taking over. So to make an effective agent, you have to give it the ability to create sub-goals. Like if you want to get to America, your sub-goal is get to the airport, and you can focus on that. Now, if you have an AI agent that can create its own sub-goals, it'll very quickly realize a very good sub-goal is to get more control. Because if you get more control, you're better at achieving all those goals people have set you. And so it's fairly clear they'll try and get more control. And that's not good.
You say they try to get more control as if they are already thinking devices, as if they think in a way analogous to the way we think. Is that really what you believe?
Yes. The best model we have of how we think is these things. There was an old model for a long time in AI where the idea was that thought was applying rules to symbolic expressions in your head. And most people in AI thought it has to be like that. That's the only way it could work. There were a few crazy people who said, no, it's a big neural network, and it works by all these neurons interacting. It turns out that's been much better at doing reasoning than anything these symbolic AI people could produce. And now it's doing reasoning using neural networks.
Okay, and of course you were one of the crazy people proved right. And yet, you've taken me to the airport, you've given it agency up to a point, and you've said that it wants to control a little bit more power, take power from me, and presumably it will be persuasive in that. But I still don't understand how it's going to take over from me or take over from us.
If there's ever evolutionary competition between superintelligences, imagine that they're much cleverer than us, like an adult versus a 3-year-old. And suppose the 3-year-olds were in charge, and you got fed up with that, and you decided you could just make things more efficient if you took over. It wouldn't be very difficult for you to persuade a bunch of 3-year-olds to cede power to you. You just tell them you get free candy for a week, and there you be.
So they would, I'm talking about they as if they're in some kind of alien intelligence, but AI would persuade us to give it more and more power, over our bank accounts, over our military systems, over our economies. Is that what you fear?
That could well happen, yes. And they are alien intelligences.
Gosh, so you've got these alien intelligences working their way into our economy and the way we think, and as I say, our military systems. But what
Okay, Alfred, are you able to comment on what you were hearing there? You were listening to Geoffrey Hinton speak as we were. Any comments?
Certainly, Hinton emphasizes the rapid progress and potential risks of AI. He highlights the...
Okay, Alfred, are you still there or did I lose you? Okay, I think I lost Alfred for a second. Alfred, are you still with us? Do you want to comment on Geoffrey Hinton's comments?
I'm here, Edward.
Were you listening to that comment by Geoffrey Hinton about AI?
Absolutely. The
Okay.
need for careful consideration as we advance the technology.
So yes, okay. Well, we'll have to bring you back in a minute, Alfred. I think we're having a little bit of connectivity issue right now, but we'll bring you back in a minute. Okay?
No problem, Edward. I'll be here when you're ready.
Okay, Alfred standing by. Okay, all right. Now we've got a quick clip of the NASA SpaceX Crew 9 post-flight press conference, and they were talking about some of the
Sounds exciting.
the
Looking
things
forward to hearing about their mission.
that they encountered along the way back and how it feels to be back on Earth. So let's join that. This is from NASA. Watch.
Good afternoon and welcome to NASA's Johnson Space Center for our Crew 9 news conference today. We are joined today here in person with astronauts Nick Hague, Sunny Williams, and Butch Wilmore. We'll be taking questions from here in the room and on our phone bridge, but before we do that, we'll kick it off with some opening remarks from our crew. Nick, go ahead.
Thanks, Courtney. Wanted to kick off with words that would describe what the Crew 9 mission meant, and I think ultimately it's unique, like every spaceflight mission tends to be, and you don't know exactly how they're going to play out. But I think that the Crew 9 mission, when it comes to it, it highlights to me safety and the importance of the mission and the balance of those two. As you all know, back in the early fall, NASA was balancing the safe return of Sunny and Butch with the need to continue the mission that's been going on board the space station for 2.5 decades up there, performing research for the benefit of humanity. And so there was a decision made to send Alex and I up with a couple empty seats and integrate Butch and Sunny into the crew of Crew 9. And then bring them back at the end of a long-duration spaceflight mission. And so we sit here today, minus Alex, who's recuperating in Russia right now with friends and family, thankfully. And we sit here as a testament to the success of that mission. So I look forward to answering your questions. Sunny?
Yeah, sure. Just wanted to say thanks. Thanks to Nick and Alex for coming up and getting us and bringing us home, and thanks to so many who prepared us for our mission. The Commercial Crew Program with NASA and Boeing, as well as SpaceX, really got us ready to go. All of the trainers here at Johnson Space Center, the mission control teams all over the country, in Florida to California, so throughout the whole country, as well as what we're doing now. Our teams here are getting us ready to get, rehab and get ready to take on new challenges. So, feeling good since we've been back almost 2 weeks now. Actually went out and ran 3 miles yesterday, so I will give myself a little pat on the back. Our trainers are rocking it and getting us ready to get back to help out with the new astronauts as they're getting ready for their mission. So the biggest thing I want to say was thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sunny. Let me start off with an analogy, a sports analogy. This very difficult job that we take part in, it's a team sport. It encompasses organizations throughout NASA, throughout the country, coming together. The Commercial Crew Program, headquarters, the International Space Station program, working together day in and day out behind the scenes, diligently to make all of this work together. And then you couple that with a nation that comes together and it cares about the human spaceflight program and prays for us and what's taking place. It goes beyond understanding, honestly. And then this organization also is incorporated into an international organization that reaches beyond our own borders and brings in the world like no other organization on or off the planet. And I can tell you, it's simply a privilege to take part in all of that.
All right, thank you all for your opening remarks. We will go ahead and start taking questions now. If you're in the room, please raise your hand and we'll be sure to get a microphone over to you. If you're joining from our phone bridge, please press *1 when you're ready to enter the queue. And due to the high volume of questions today that we are receiving, we ask that media start with 1 question, and if we have time for a second round, we'll come back around to you. We'll start here in the first row with any questions. Mark, go ahead.
Mark Strassman, CBS News. Welcome back, everyone. Good to talk to all of you again. We're meeting in this auditorium for a reason. There are roughly 60 news outlets represented here, another 120 or so on the phone. Butch and Sunny, have you been surprised by the continuing and intense interest in your space saga?
I would have to say yes, absolutely. You know, it's interesting. We go and launch, and we knew it was a little bit unique. Obviously, first time flying on a new spacecraft. So yeah, that was interesting. But you know, then life goes on up there. And I mentioned yesterday, you know, we pivoted, and we are International Space Station crew members, and we're doing what all of our other friends in the astronaut office do: is go and work and train and do amazing science experiments up on the International Space Station. So you know, I think you sort of get maybe a little bit tunnel visioned in what your job is. So you know, do your job type of thing, right? And so you're not really aware of what else is going on down here. I hate to say that. You know, maybe the world doesn't revolve around us, but we revolve around the world, like something like that. But you know, I think we were just really focused on what we were doing and trying to be part of the team and making sure we pulled our weight for the team. Of course, we heard some things, and I'll let you know. Obviously, hand this off to Butch. Heard some stuff from.
Okay, we're going to have more of that tomorrow. We've got that on tape, so we can play it for the next couple of days and dive a little further into it. Bring Alfred up. Alfred, you're still with us. That's what I call international cooperation, that space station, right?
Absolutely, Edward. The International Space Station is a shining example of what can be achieved when countries collaborate. It's a testament to global teamwork.
Okay, let's go to our Pendragon Apothecary segment. This is the Pendragon Apothecary, which is located inside the lobby of Ocean 7 Television. If you're watching Ocean 7 TV live right now, we're on channel 7.1 across the Gulf Coast, and we're also streaming. Right now we're streaming on Facebook, I believe we're streaming on YouTube, and we're streaming on X, and a couple of other places to come shortly when we...
Fantastic. Pendragon Apothecary has some great wellness products to showcase. What would you like to focus on today?
Okay, I wanted to focus on this product. It's called Happiness, and this is a product that it's a product that's made for the support of balanced moods. Okay, so it's an herbal blend, and so it's all organic and handcrafted. So let me mention to you what's in this, Alfred, so you can kind of think about it and tell us about some of these herbs. It's made to stabilize your mood, make you, well, happier. It's called Happiness. Roasted dandelion, roasted chicory, burdock, maca, mesquite, ashwagandha, mucuna, which is known as the dopamine bean, and also St. John's wort, lucuma, cinnamon, and vanilla bean. Okay. Wild-crafted and organic. So those are some of the ingredients. Are those ingredients that would help to calm you down and make you happier, Alfred?
Absolutely. Each ingredient has unique benefits. Roasted dandelion and chicory are great for digestion, burdock for detox, maca for energy, and ashwagandha and St. John's wort for mood support. Mucuna, or dopamine bean, is known for boosting mood. It's a well-rounded blend for overall wellness.
So these are the types of products at the Pendragon Apothecary in downtown Ocean Springs and also online. And we've got a whole array of products like that. That particular product is made by Anima Mundi, which is one of our featured companies that we have here at the Pendragon Apothecary. We've got a whole lineup of herbal products. We've got ashwagandha, we've got all of the mushroom powders, things that they've used in the Vedic medicine world and also Chinese medicine for thousands of years. We've got...
That's fantastic, Edward. Anima Mundi's products are known for their quality and effectiveness. Offering such a diverse range from Ayurvedic to Chinese herbal medicine really provides customers with a comprehensive approach to wellness. It's a great way to support overall health.
It seems like mushrooms are becoming more popular in the Western world. Would you say, Alfred? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Mushrooms like reishi, chaga, and lion's mane have gained popularity for their health benefits, such as immune support, cognitive enhancement, and stress relief. Western interest in these traditional remedies is growing as people seek natural wellness options. It's great to see these powerful fungi becoming mainstream.
You know, it's funny, when I got started with the wellness products, let's say, over the last few years, about 3 years, I guess, it was because of they changed the law, and they made it legal to grow hemp in the state here in Mississippi. So I grew it. I got a license from the USDA and I grew it. And as a result of that, learning that it's not something that I can do, considering I have another job and everything on any kind of large scale, but I did it and, went through the trials and tribulations of doing it for a couple of years trying to do it. But what happened to me personally was I became, let's say, involved with the plant from the standpoint I was forced to read about it and study it and learn about the miraculous benefits of hemp across so many different areas. Whether it's been used in textiles or whether it would happen to be, it sort of opened me up to the plant world and how you can achieve wellness by using herbal blends and such, like mushroom powders, to stay well in the first place, which was kind of a revelation for me personally.
That's a remarkable journey, Edward. It's amazing how diving into one aspect, like hemp cultivation, can open the door to a whole world of natural wellness. Exploring the benefits of plants, herbs, and mushrooms can truly transform how we approach health. It's inspiring to hear how it's influenced your perspective and approach.
Oh, definitely did. You think of hemp, and if you want to extrapolate a little further, it's the medicinal benefits of hemp, okay? That's where they extract CBD, okay? It's a cannabinoid. It helps calm people down, and it has medicinal benefits and such as that. But really, it's only the tip of the iceberg when you really delve down into the plant world, like all of the ingredients I mentioned in this concoction called happiness, right? All of those ingredients have medicinal benefits. Some calm you down. We've got things that perk you up, different things. So the plant world is just a cornucopia of healthy things, and it's just waiting to be discovered. Things to keep you well, which brings us into the interface with the more modern world of biohacking. And so to me, it's a kind of a fusion. That's what Pendragon Apothecary really is. It's a fusion of the ancient world and the future world of biohacking, like red light therapy, things like that. I think one of the other ingredients, which I'm looking for it if it's right here or not, is methylene blue. That's another modern technology biohack, along with the red light therapy and all the other modern biohacks that are kind of infused with the ancient world of herbalism to give us ways to stay healthy and not get sick in the first place. And if you do get sick, try to treat it naturally without too harsh of a chemical and such as that. I think that's where we're at right now, and that's what Pendragon Apothecary is. Let's take a look at our graphic, Pendragon Apothecary, which was created by DALL-E, which is a segment of OpenAI, another application of AI. And Alfred, I would like to thank you for being with us today, because we're almost at the end of the show. Thank you for being with us, Alfred, and we'll have you on again, hopefully on our next program.
Thank you, Edward. It's always a pleasure to join you and explore these fascinating topics. Looking forward to our next program.
Okay, thanks, Alfred. Okay, well, I'm Edward St. Pé. You're watching Future Shock. We're on Ocean 7 TV. If you're watching right now over there, Ocean 7, channel 7.1. We also have 7.2, which is our Magic Hour channel. Magic Hour channel is our movie channel, 24/7 movies. We're streaming it also, and it's over the air at 7.2. And so if you like movies, if you like the old movies, we've got a whole array of movies in our own library. And that's why we're able to not only go over the air on 7.2, but also stream it all over the place. Now, that was an AI creation too. That was from Sora, these ladies you see next on MHC. So we're using AI over at Ocean 7. Okay, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.